Hi, I'm Abbie Gelman, registered dietitian and chef at Culinary Nutrition Cuisine.
And I'm Julie Harrington, registered dietitian and chef.
And today we are making a balsamic marinated skirt steak.
So we are using a skirt steak today, and you always want to be choosing a lean type of beef. So when you're looking in the grocery store, you want to choose something like a skirt steak or sirloin. We chose a skirt steak today because it's going to be very quick to cook and the marinade will seep right into there.
A skirt steak is usually pretty lean, which cuts down on the total amount of saturated fat, but there's still this beautiful taste. And this skirt steak is very thin, as you can see here, but it was also long. So we cut it into 3 more manageable pieces so that will fit in our pan. And we can marinate it, and then the marinade will add moisture and flavor, and the less amount of fat will still contribute a lot of flavor to the whole dish.
And what people don't realize is that beef also contains heart-healthy unsaturated fat.
Yes. Okay, so today we're going to marinate our beef in a balsamic base. So it's balsamic vinegar, and the acid's gonna break down the proteins in the beef and start to make it more tender. We have a little bit of maple sugar and some dried rosemary and garlic that will also go in there.
All right, so what we're going to do to make it even simpler is we are going to put it in a Ziploc bag. You can throw the marinade ingredients all together, so I will do that, our balsamic vinegar. And again, you can use any acid. Balsamic vinegar works very well with beef. We have our sugar, our rosemary, there's no oil. We have some garlic and a little bit of salt and pepper. So as you see, I have a little container underneath. This will help prevent your Ziploc bag from falling over and your marinade spilling everywhere. It can help stabilize it a little bit more. So I'm gonna do is seal it up, give it a little shake to let all those ingredients come together.
Okay, and then I will carefully add in the steak.
And seal it up again. And what we're going to do is have this in the refrigerator, and it's going to marinate about
at least an hour or 2. It's fine if you really only do it for half an hour. You can also do it overnight. So
the longer you do it, the more flavorful it's going to be. So this is just going to sit in the refrigerator because we want to make sure that we're keeping it at a proper temperature.
Yep, so we'll see you back in a few.
Our steak is marinated. I'm gonna grab it from the fridge.
And while she's doing that, I'm gonna turn on our grill pan up here. So we always want a hot pan. So we've got a cast iron grill pan. You can use any grill pan you have, or even just a regular skillet. If you are lucky enough to have an outside grill, you can also use that. So we're gonna let this heat up. You can use oil to go on your pan, or you can use an oil spray. I'm gonna use a spray today. And especially when you are cooking animal protein like a skirt steak, you really want it to get hot so that it will sear as soon as you put it down. Okay, here we go.
So the key is when you're grilling is once you lay them down, you don't want to keep moving them. You want them to sear because you'll have those nice grill marks, and then flip.
Okay, so we're gonna sear it about 3 minutes on each side to get medium rare. And the thing is, when you are searing and cooking animal proteins on the stove, you don't wanna push it around a lot. You wanna just leave it. And then when the protein has seared and cooked enough, and it will release nicely, so it shouldn't stick.
So right when your steak is done cooking, you want to remove it from the heat, but you want to let it rest. The reason to let it rest is you want all those juices to stay inside. Because if you cut it too soon, all the juices will leak out and you'll be left with a dry and tough piece of meat. Yes. All right, so our steak is nice and rested, and the next step is you want to cut across the grain. So what does that mean? You see the grain running across this way. We want to cut across because when we cut across, the steak will be more tender.
Beautiful. So this is a really nice medium to medium rare, and it was about 3 minutes on either side that we cooked on the stove.
And a very simple marinade.
I'm Abbie, chef and registered dietitian from Culinary Nutrition Cuisine.
And I'm Julie Harrington, a registered dietitian and chef.
Thanks, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.